Did you know that millions, actually, scratch that, billions of dollars are lost every single year to online scams? Seriously, it's wild. But here's the thing, you do not have to be a victim. Welcome to This Explainer, where we're going to dive right in and learn how you can effectively shut down a scammer by reporting them directly to the FTC. I mean, have you ever picked up the phone and it's some suspicious voice claiming you missed jury duty? Yeah, you're definitely not alone there. Today we're focusing entirely on taking action. These online scams, they operate like a massive, highly organized illegal industry. It's a real machine. So we're going to unpack exactly how you can fight back using the Federal Trade Commission's online reporting tools. Now, just a super quick disclaimer before we really get into the weeds here. This explainer is strictly for educational purposes to show you how these systems work based on official guidance. It's not intended as legal counsel, okay? If you do need legal advice, always be sure to reach out to a certified professional. Check out this number. According to the FTC's Consumer Sentinel Network Databook, in 2024 alone, a staggering $12.5 billion was lost to fraud. Wow. I mean, $12.5 billion. That number is almost hard to wrap your head around. I wanted to highlight this right out of the gate to validate anyone who has ever been targeted or victimized. With over $12 billion successfully stolen, it just proves that these scammers are absolute professionals. There's absolutely no shame in falling for a scam. None at all. But there is incredible power in fighting back. Okay, so here is our roadmap for this explainer. 1. The multi-billion-dollar problem. 2. Prepare your evidence. 3. Step-by-step reporting guide. 4. What happens after filing? And 5. Protect yourself from fraud. Let's jump right into Section 1. The multi-billion-dollar problem, data behind the scams. Now, when you look at the sheer volume of reports broken down by category, you'll see that imposter scams completely, and I mean completely, dominate the landscape. Just in 2024, there were over 845,000 reports of imposter scams alone. That totals nearly $3 billion in losses. But look at the financial damage here. While online shopping follows closely in the sheer number of reports, investment-related frauds boast the highest dollar amount lost, which is a mind-blowing $5.6 billion. So, what does this tell us? Scammers are diversifying. They're hitting us through our shopping carts, our retirement portfolios, and right on our cell phones. Moving on to Section 2, prepare your evidence, gather your tools. So, before you even open your web browser to navigate to the FTC website, you need to collect the right information. It's all about prep work. You're going to want to gather dates, timelines of every single contact, phone numbers, email addresses, website URLs, and a really clear account of exactly how much you paid and how you paid it. Was it a wire transfer, a gift card, crypto? Whatever it was, get those receipts. However, and this is absolutely crucial, you must leave out highly sensitive personal information. The FTC form is designed to track the scammer, not to verify your identity. So do not type your social security number, your full bank account numbers, or your date of birth into those general submission fields. Just don't do it. To manage all this information safely, I want to introduce a brilliant concept from digital security advocates. It's called the private file. Basically, you should hoard all your raw evidence, every unredacted screenshot, every full document in a personal, secure place right in your own home or on a safe personal drive. Keep it entirely separate from what you actually type into the FTC submission form. When you go online to submit your report, you want to act as a strict editor. You're just pulling the safe, actionable details from your private file to feed to the government investigators. It's like keeping the master copy locked in a vault. All right, let's get into the mechanics in Section 3, Step-by-Step Reporting Guide, Filing Your Report. Okay, Step 1, open your browser, go directly to reportfraud.ftc.gov, and click that Report Now button. The site's going to ask you to select a category that best describes your specific problem. Then, Step 2. Provide those specific scammer and payment details we just talked about. Now, you might be wondering, well, what if I just don't have all the information? Honestly, that is completely fine. Even partial information is incredibly valuable to investigators. Just submit whatever you have. And finally, Step 3, hit that submit button and save your confirmation number. That number is your receipt, your record of a proactive strike against the scammer. Next up is Section 4, what happens after filing, behind the scenes. You might be curious about what actually happens once you hit submit. Well, the FTC is very upfront about this. They do not negotiate individual refunds or resolve personal disputes.
When you submit your report, it doesn't get assigned to a single detective who's going to call you back the next day. Instead, it gets entered into something called the Consumer Sentinel Network. This is a secure, massive online database. And get this, it's accessed by over 2,000 civil and criminal law enforcement agencies nationwide and even internationally. So your single report, it gets cross-referenced with thousands of others to identify trends, track repeat offenders, and ultimately build massive cases that shut down these criminal rings permanently.
I absolutely love this quote from our source material. The process of submitting an online fraud report is a critical step in feeding the federal law enforcement pipeline. Think about that for a second. You aren't just filling out some random form. You are literally providing the exact puzzle piece that an investigator in another state or maybe even another country might need to finalize an indictment against a scammer. It's a huge, powerful act of community defense. Let's wrap things up with Section 5. Protect yourself from fraud, recognize red flags. Here are the absolute critical red flags you need to memorize. First off, the FTC, or frankly, any legitimate government agency, will never, ever call to threaten you, demand money, or tell you to transfer funds to protect it. That is a scam 100% of the time. Second, never pay for services or resolve debts using wire transfers, cryptocurrency, or retail gift cards. Scammers absolutely love these payment methods because they are nearly impossible to trace or reverse. Third, if you suddenly get a call or a text threatening you with an arrest warrant because you allegedly missed jury duty, ignore it. That is a classic intimidation tactic. And finally, please beware of recovery helpers. These are devastating secondary scams that specifically target people who have already lost money. They promise to recover your stolen funds for an upfront fee. Don't fall for it. It's just another scammer, or sometimes even the exact same one, coming back for a second bite of the apple. So look, you are no longer just a potential target. You are now equipped with the knowledge and the exact tools to fight back and feed that law enforcement pipeline. The truth is, sharing what you know is the absolute best way to protect someone you love from falling for a scam. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. You now have the tools to fight back. Who will you protect by sharing this information today? Start a conversation, share this explainer, and let's make our communities a little bit safer. Thanks so much for joining me.